And the women must quietly receive instruction with the entire submissiveness. But I do not allow women to teach or exercise authority over a man, but to remain quiet. Now, for it was Adam who first created, and then Eve. And it was not Adam who was deceived, but women, being deceived, fell into transgression. But women will be preserved through the bearing of children if they continue in faith and love and sanctify with self-restraint. Historically, Ephesus was a center of worship for Artemis. Artemis is a Greek name. Is a Roman name is Diana worship. It was so big, so one of the 7 wonders of the Temple of Artemis was in Ephesus. Mm-hmm. It totally consumed the city. And in fact, the entire area, the Greco-Roman Empire, but the Ephesus was the center. It was so much so that the Roman Empire emperors refused to build their own shrine of worship, emperor worship. They wouldn't do, because they know they cannot compete against Artemis. Right. And so if you go to Acts 19, that's a whole story about Ephesus and Paul's trip, in mission trip. There was a riot that comes out, and the silversmith, Alexander, was against Paul and all that. They're anti-Semitic, fervor. And they're preaching about this, our great Artemis. These guys came to undermine, her and things like that. So, the disciples get beat up and all that kind of things happen. It is a very sensitive issue. So, what is this Artemis worship has to do with all this? Because the ancient believers, including the believers, came in, and the ancient population was not in vacuum in understanding. It's not like they don't have a religion before. They all have religion that steep into it. Their culture and tradition, their worldview, value system, everything is immersed in that teaching of fertility religion and mystery religion, and such as Artemis worship. So what are they teaching? They're teaching, number one, women is the fountain of life. Mother Earth, Guya we call, right? The big womb that gave birth to everything. Man came out of woman. So woman is a fountain of life. Woman has an oracle. They have the wisdom. They receive from Artemis, women to women. So instruction comes from women, wisdom. And that many times is done through sexual, orgies and things like that. That's therefore they had temple prostitutes, both male and female. Okay, this is a pervasive in the society. It's not like certain group of people practice it. It is it. Okay, and so you can adopt another god and all that kind of stuff. That's what Paul was worried about. This is coming in, and that's why 1 Corinthians especially talks about these influences that people are bringing in. Now, and that's why this is a context you have to understand this, right? And if Paul really forbade women from teaching, how about Priscilla and Aquila? And then, well, what about them? They're a couple. No. Right order is Aquila and Priscilla. And Paul, every time Priscilla goes first, meaning she was a main teacher. And then there is, the apostle in Romans chapter 16, and Junia, her name is Junia. But now, if you see NASB 95, they call it Junias, make it into male name, not female. But if you go to antiquity, you don't find the name Junias. There's no male form of this female name. That's why ESB now turns that. So if you look at NASB 95, it says Junias turn into male name are outstanding among the apostles. That's how I interpret that in Romans chapter 16. Mm-hmm. However, when you go to ESV, they know there's no such name as Junius. It's been, proven afterward. So they put Junia, female name, and then they were well known to the apostles. So they changed it outstanding among the apostles into that. Can you translate like that? Yes, but that's very awkward and very, very rare use of that word, right? And so they're imputing their theology into their translation. That's not exegesis. Exegesis meaning taking it out of the scripture. And so that's the danger that we run into. And so this is not egalitarian or complementarian. It's not those kind of views. It's a philosophy of hermeneutics with a precise exegesis. That's what determines what the scripture is talking about.